Have you ever felt awkward when trying to start a conversation? Do you ever find yourself feeling overwhelmed? Or perhaps you wish you could keep track of your money better? Do adulting skills give you grief? What if you had one place to go to learn about all these skills and more?
Welcome to Adulting Decrypted. We prepare young adults to be independent powerhouses for life. An independent powerhouse is someone who possesses the ability to be socially, emotionally, practically, and financially independent.
Let's take a quick second for us to introduce ourselves.
I'm Ashton. When I first moved out, I wanted nothing more than independence. There were a lot of things that I didn't know, and I needed help from my parents in basically all facets of my life. I went on a 2-year service mission, and when I came home, I was determined to do better than I did before. I'm now living on my own, paying for my own place, and learning a ton of lessons that I am happy to learn, even though they may be difficult. I'm excited to share what I'm learning. I'm also excited to learn with you.
I'm Gideon, and while seeing the world and people around me, I've always wanted to stand out and be more prepared than my peers, lacking the skill to know where to look and to find guidance, other than my older and wiser family. Now with this podcast, I can learn how to progress and share this knowledge with others.
I'm Roscoe, the dad. Michelle and I thought we had taught the children everything they needed to know to become adults. Then one day at dinner, we were having a conversation about an Ivy League school had just started Adulting 101, and they were teaching such basic skills, and I was laughing. That's when Ashton jumped in, Gene and Gideon, and all told us about the gaps in our training. That is why we decided to launch Adulting Decrypted.
Normally, there are 4 hosts for the show. Gene, the 4th host, is currently on a 2-year service mission.
I'm Gene, and I'm actually recording this on my phone because I'm out in Louisiana and Mississippi. I won't be able to join the discussion today. I will be back, I promise.
While we won't be able to hear his live comments, we're looking forward to sharing his thoughts and his stories regularly on the show.
And now, on with the episode.
Welcome to Adulting Decrypted. Today we're going to talk about something that we do at the Allen household that I really enjoy as part of our tradition, VIP dinner.
Yo.
Yeah, we do.
When do you guys get your VIP dinners?
Whenever I want.
Well, that's probably not true.
Kidding. No, for special you events, mainly birthdays, actually. I think it's just birthdays.
Yeah, I think it's just birthdays.
Well, and you guys get Mother and Father's Day, too, sometimes.
Yeah, and then there's other days that we'll do it if somebody's having a hard time or needs some extra attention or they've been gone. Like Gene will get one even though it's not his technically his birthday.
Yeah.
And then we'll throw, grandma and grandpa's in there. If they come by, we'll do a VIP sometimes for them. So what does VIP dinner entail?
It means that the VIP,
which is what?
The person having a special day.
Very important person. That's what VIP stands for.
Oh, is that what you were looking for?
That part of it? Yeah, but keep going.
Okay. I thought you were just like, and who's the VIP?
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. Anyways, the VIP gets to choose what to eat for dinner.
Which is a big deal?
Yes, it's a big deal. And then they also, as we start eating, everybody will go around the table and say one thing that they love about that person.
Good. And I think this is great even with a friend group. It might feel awkward. But if you hold a VIP dinner for somebody, and this is really what we're probably doing when we go out on a date, when you take somebody out on a special occasion, when you go over and spend time with somebody, and you're making it about them. I think this would be a fun for listeners to think, who can I do a VIP dinner for? So the VIP dinner, like we said, it's you get to pick what we're having for dinner. And that's part of the fun of it. Do you guys remember some of your favorite VIP dinners?
Well, to answer that question, I'd probably default to what I would ask for right now.
Which would be?
I always crave veggie pizza. Now that sounds like an abomination to the world, to those of you who aren't in the know. But our mom, your wife,
so good,
makes a solid veggie pizza, basically homemade bread, then with like this cream cheese savory mixture as the sauce.
Ranch.
I
don't mean to give it away.
It's not just ranch though.
No, but it's
like cream cheese with ranch
powder
packet.
Mix.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a special sauce, a special secret. Don't tell anybody.
It's savory, but anyway, and then just a bunch of finely chopped vegetables on top of it. It's just super good.
It is so good.
So like if I had to ask if it was mine right now, that's probably what I'd go for. And then typically you get a dessert with that too. Like,
Yep.
there's been mint brownies, there's been chocolate chip cookies, there's been cake, there's, just about anything you can think of.
My go-to is always egg rolls and wontons. So
Nice.
good. And then
Yep.
I had eclair cake for my birthday.
What's yours, Dad?
I think it's interesting, Ash, to go to veggie pizza because I think it is specific sometimes to what mood you're in or what you're thinking about.
Yeah.
And what's funny about my VIP, since I like steak, Mom normally makes everything else. So she'll make the baked potato and she'll get everything else ready. And I'm like, okay, I'll go cook the steaks because, I love a good medium rare ribeye, especially off the grill, off my own doing.
Real man knows how he wants it.
That's right. And so
what's
she
that
doesn't
mean?
mess with that, But other VIP dinners we've done is orange chicken. There's been plenty of homemade, like a special salad Mom makes, that cranberry salad with pretzels in it, so it's really a chance to ask for anything that you're craving that Mom makes or that she can learn to make.
Have we ever done a hot pot for one of those?
I don't think we have. It's been a
Not
minute.
for VIP, I don't
I think I have my next idea.
But I think we're ready for a hot pot, which is pretty fun to do. That's where you put meat. It's like a fondue. It's a Chinese version of a fondue. If anybody hasn't tried a hot pot, it's good. And hit us up, and we'll make one for you. So then, the next thing we do is we get to talk about the person, and Gideon, you kind of hit on this. Is we talk about in the house because it's family. We say what I love about person, whoever's VIP it is. If you've got a friend group or if you're doing it in a work setting, it doesn't have to be I love. You could say I appreciate or I admire. And then it has to be specific. It can't be a thing. For example, we're sitting around this table, I couldn't say, what I really love about Ashton is his shirt that he's wearing.
Thanks, man.
Right? It's a compliment. It is a compliment. You can say, hey, nice shirt or nice. But to use that, a lot of times it's very superficial. Like if you haven't met somebody, I think that's a really nice compliment. Hey, I really like your shirt. Nice shirt you're wearing today. Yeah. Even somebody you do know, hey, I hadn't noticed this before. That's a nice golf bag. People love hearing compliments.
Compliments always good.
I think one way that would be fun to add to that compliment is like, I like your choice in shirt.
Yeah, there you go.
That means that puts it on them that they have.
I like that, Gideon.
Instead of just like, hey, you have a cool shirt on. It's like, you chose a cool shirt. So it's like,
I like
you're
that.
You're accepting that they had a thought into having that cool shirt.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And then the other thing we try and avoid is appearance thing, right? Because sitting around a dinner table around the family, we should know each other deeper, right? Like, Gideon, I love your choice of eyes.
Oh, thank you, Dad.
Yeah, it wouldn't. Was that pretty funny to you, Ashton?
But no, I'm good. No, I'm good.
I didn't get them from you or Mom.
I don't want to know then.
Oh, whoa.
I think you said I'm not. Yeah, that's right.
All right.
I'm not his dad, apparently, because he got
Well, no,
something
I'm
from
just-
Mom.
I'm just
I know where he came
saying.
from. I saw him.
Whoa. Okay.
Whoa.
So about the not what not to say
Yeah,
at
so
the
that is
VIP
one,
dinner.
right? So let's compliment an attribute, right? So I know Gideon well enough, that I could say, Gideon, what I love about Gideon is his ability to work hard and to go after a goal and pursue it. Those are the kind of things that we do around the dinner table so that we get a closer connection. Is that hard to hear sometimes from others?
Wait, rephrase that. Sorry. You
Yeah,
lost me.
when somebody pays you a compliment like that, is that hard to hear sometimes? Or does
I'll use a specific example from me personally. My birthday was just over a month ago, and at my VIP dinner, something that Gideon said about me was that I was able to find a sense of humor in a lot of different situations, whether it be about my personal weaknesses or just fun stuff that we're doing. And that was good for me to hear at the time, just because of, stuff that I was going through, or, just then for some reason, that one has still kind of stuck with me, and it's been something that I've been trying to make sure that I continue doing as well. So those sorts of things do have a good impact. But yes, long answer to your short question. Sometimes it is hard to hear.
That's why they have to be genuine and sincere. Right? Because you're right. As the person receiving that compliment, if you're like, oh, wait, he's trying to manipulate me to act a certain way, it would not be as well received.
Yeah.
For example, if I said one thing I love about Gideon is his dedication to eating ice cream every night, I would be like, hey, Gideon, eat more ice cream with me. Right? It's not a real compliment. It's not genuine. It's not sincere.
It has an ulterior motive, which
Right.
can be felt,
Right.
believe it or not.
It's a great observation, Ashton, that the genuineness of the compliment needs to be there as well. So now somebody gives you a compliment. How do you respond to that? Maybe let's think about what we're trained to do. What we've trained and talked about at the family. What do we do?
Say thank you.
That's it. That's simple. What happens in real life?
No, stop.
One of the ones I go to, so I don't know about that. Or simple thanks. Simple thanks does happen, but I did that today. I had a guy pay a compliment. I said, well, I don't really know about that, but thank you.
Right. So when you say, I don't know about that, what are you saying to that other person?
I don't believe you.
For me, it's like, you can probably believe that, but I don't believe that about myself, personally. Sometimes.
Yeah. You're also, though, let's say that Gideon said, hey, you chose a nice shirt today, and the other person's response was, well, I don't know about that. What are we saying there?
Hello. If you're listening to this right now, that means you're currently listening to an episode of Adulting Decrypted. And let me just say thank you. My name's Ashton, one of the hosts of Adulting Decrypted, and I wanted to steal a quick second of your time to do a shameless little plug. If you've listened to our podcast for any sort of time, you know that we talk about a bunch of different stuff all about adulting. Because our goal is to help individuals in this task we call adulting. Now, we have just revamped the way that we do this. If you go to adultingdecrypted.com, you can see all of our episodes sorted out by category. We've sorted it into financial, practical, emotional, social, and things just for fun. So, if any of those categories are of particular interest to you right now, you can go onto the website, look through there, and see all of our episodes that correlate with that specific thing. This website's completely free to use. It's just another tool for our listeners to find things that are more important to them now. So, for example, if I was looking at it, I'd scroll through and say, hey, you know what? I want to see what the Adulting Decrypted crew has talked about socially. Well, one of our first episodes, season 1, episode 3, how do I talk to people? That's where we talked about all how to talk to people. So if that's something you want right now, you can go find that right now. Also in this one, season 3, episode 15, the power of a humble mediator, where we talked to one of my old bosses about his business as a mayor, also as a small theater owner. Some really cool stuff. So, if you're looking for a better way to organize through all your self-help podcasts, try adultingdecrypted.com and enjoy the rest of the episode.
I think it can be taken multiple directions. Because, like I said before, the person who said the compliment could be like, oh, they don't believe me. But at the same time, that person could also think, oh, they don't think very highly of themselves and their choice of clothing. Maybe they had an accident this morning and spilled coffee on the shirt that they really wanted to wear. So they ended up wearing this one instead. So it's like,
as a center of the compliment, we're now turning to the center of the compliment and saying, hey, try and decipher what am I really saying by that statement versus saying thank you.
You're almost partially questioning their judgment, too. Like, it makes it obvious to be like, okay, maybe.
I had a gentleman who was helping me with the chimney in the cabin. And I'd say, are you sure? Are you sure? Finally, he looked at me and said, man, I've been doing this for 30 years. You can ask me all the questions you want, but I'm sure is probably not one of them. And I like that because it forced me to think differently and ask, hey, how does that work? Not, are you sure? Or a question that sounded like I was doubting, but a question that would say, for example, hey, you have a nice shirt, or good choice on your shirt. Well, thank you. Why did that work for you? Or why do you think that shirt works? So that you as the wearer, if you're not sure that, hey, did I pick out a good shirt? You start to understand the person. So you can ask a follow-up question. Hey, I really appreciated, Ashton, how you ran the band like this. Oh, good. I hadn't noticed. I wasn't sure which way to go, and I tried that. What do you think if I would have done this? Would it give me a different result? Or so there's two ways to do that. It's either thank you. When Mom and I discussed it and we started doing VIP dinners, I wanted my children to be able to take a compliment that somebody gave them. And I think thank you is just the easiest one, but another level to that. And it's thank you. Why do you say that? Or what did you notice that made you want to compliment me on that? Right? So you're asking a follow-up question. You're starting a dialogue. And that other person's now also being validated. Because I listened, and instead of saying, well, I don't know about that, I said, oh, that's interesting. You observed that. I wasn't sure how that was going to work.
Yeah.
What did you like about that? What could I have done different? And so then you're still opening it up for a dialogue. You're still saying, I'm not sure, because you're not 100% sure that you liked it. But now you've started this dialogue that you can actually have a conversation.
And you've also shared with them that their opinion is validated.
One of the things I highlighted is don't deny or don't dispute it, because it's like the improv game that we've played and that you've seen played. The first thing that you're not allowed to do is say no or deny. Because as soon as you do that, you've broke the scene and you're starting over.
Yeah.
You're like, in an improv game, you watch somebody, you're like, oh, you're fishing. No, I'm actually looking through a telescope. Well, now the person's going, well, where do I take this? I've totally misread that conversation in an improv game, but in a compliment, you say no or deny it. People are like, oh, I'm done. Okay, I'll go compliment somebody else that wants to hear from me and wants to have a dialogue.
After the whole compliment section?
Yeah.
Actually, before we jump there, can I say something
Yeah,
about that too? Something I've always really appreciated. I mean, you've kind of talked about it too, but something I've always really appreciated about the VIP dinner is the vulnerability it takes to be the sender of those sorts of compliments. Because it's deeper than saying, I like your shirt, right? Like, those sorts of compliments where you have to, what's the word? Cosmetic compliment. It's a life compliment, a personal trait compliment. The vulnerability it takes and the sincerity that it takes as the sender is, for me, always been valuable. And it allows you to be more sincere and more intrinsic about compliments in real life. Because it's the oh, I like your shirt compliments are easy. But going up to someone who you work with professionally or a really good friend, it could be very much harder to be able to say, I really like the way that you deal with adversity. I think you handle that really, really well. There's more to that than there is, I like your shirt. And so that's something that I've always liked about that.
So just to restate, doing this as a family dinner and learning how to saying the compliment helped you to come from a more vulnerable place when you're dealing with others.
Yeah, and it also opened up the lens to seeking to say those more sincere things.
Yep. Agreed. Thank you, Ashton. Very helpful.
I don't know about that.
You're right. No, I don't know anything.
So can I ask you why you thought that was helpful?
The last thing that we do around the table for VIP dinners, we go through a U game. Just a very basic one. And part of the reason why we put that in is because as you guys grow and change and develop, we assumed that some of your tastes would change, grow, and develop as well. Right? So a common question that's asked, what is, and the way we pose it is kind of interesting because we're asking, whoever comes up with the question is really asking everybody around the table to make a guess, while the individual that it's being asked about has to think about what the answer is. So, for example, if I were to pose that question, I would say, what is Ashton's favorite color? And now Gideon and I both have a chance to think about it, and we'll say it.
Cyan.
No.
And
Wrong.
And Ashton.
Oh.
Ashton gets a chance to dispute that because obviously it's his favorite color.
That is not my favorite color.
And I would guess blue.
You're closer, but I'm still probably going to say no on that one.
And then it's red. Go Utes.
Red's pretty good, but I don't know about my favorite. I actually have been stuck by this one for a while. Like deep purple. I'm into deep purple.
There you go. See, and that's
Royal purple.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things that's kind of just, does it change our relationship now that I know Ashton's deep purple? No, but it's fun to know, right? And then there's other stuff that actually does open up the conversation for further exploration when we say, what is Ashton's dream vacation? And then you'd say, oh, I want to go back and see the music halls of Tanzania. I don't know.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah, perfect. Spot on. Right, but then that allows the dialogue. Well, what about those music halls do you want to go see? Or I don't have a guess, right? Or my guess is, he wants to go to Nashville. He's like, not really a big country music fan. Right? But it opens up that dialogue and allows us to get to know you better.
And can I share a classic?
Please.
Would Dad rather?
That was not part of that game, though. That was just
Yes,
a game.
it
It wasn't a
was.
VIP dinner. It
You
wasn't a
cannot
VIP.
say that it has not appeared in every VIP dinner since.
It has, but that's not where it came from.
He's just defensive because he doesn't like his answer to this question.
Okay, go ahead.
The question
Sabrina.
is, Dad,
Yes.
would you rather eat a triple chocolate cake
Hint, Dad doesn't like chocolate.
or climb a tree to survive?
From a bear attack.
Oh, well, it wasn't that specific when it originated, but yes.
It wasn't?
It was. She literally went, would you rather eat a triple chocolate cake or climb a tree to survive? And we're all like, from what?
Oh, that's right.
Then the bear came in.
That's
Because
right.
she had to think of something.
That's
So-
right. That's right. And it was actually up camping when that's why the tree came in play, I
Mhm.
think. And
There's a few
she
other
won-
things that came into play that we're not going to use, but
Yeah, that's very wise. And I think the triple chocolate cake, because all the kids were craving a sweet at that point in time after that hike.
it was a long hike.
Yeah, that has come into play, everyone, and it doesn't develop any more detail for me because it's still I don't want to die yet. So I guess if I ever said, well, I'd rather die, then everybody would start to worry because
Yeah.
I have always chosen to eat the triple chocolate cake so
Mhm.
far.
Yeah.
Let's hope that doesn't change.
So far.
Okay. So playing those fun games, just it allows us to get to know each other better and allows us to open that dialogue. And to the listener, throw a VIP dinner for one of your friends. Have a special night for somebody. Maybe it's as an apartment you do it, maybe it's as a group of friends that you say, hey, where do you want to go to dinner tonight? Let them pick and then play some of these games and work on complimenting each other. Work on getting to know them by asking them deeper questions. And as we do this, we will continue to form deeper and better relationships.
For sure. And of course, we always want to know how it goes. So let us know.
Part of your new website, pushing it, which is really dope. Everyone check it out. But it's a consulting website, if I'm not mistaken, and largely motivational, helping businesses connect with their employees, I think, from what I gathered with that. Like, I feel like it'd be a really good exercise for those groups of people. Just to be like, can an employer sit with their employees, go around the table and say, I appreciate you because of X. And can employees do that with each other? Because it's another connection thing.
I like that. Thank you. And very vulnerability opportunity.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a process and people improvement company.
Yeah.
So thank you, Ashton. Thanks for the shameless plug.
Yep.
Thank you.
Shameless.
Hey, listener, real quick. This is the dad coming to you. Stay tuned after the episode for some funny outtakes that didn't make it in the episode.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Adult and Decrypted. We really enjoyed having this week's conversation, and we hope you did as well.
If you ever want to comment on the topics, you can send us a message to our website, adultingdecrypted.com, our email, adultingdecrypted@gmail.com, or through our Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn accounts at adultingdecrypted.
If you have any topics for the show that you would like us to talk about,
Or if you are a parent and want us to talk about something your kids should know, send us a message on any of the accounts mentioned. If you'd like to be a guest or have an idea for someone you think we should have on our show, feel free to send us an email detailing your thoughts to adultingdecrypted@gmail.com. Adulting is teamwork.
We have merch. If you want to show off your Adulting Decrypted pride, check out our website, adultingdecrypted.com, or our partner website with shop.spreadshirt.com/adulting-decrypted.
Lastly, if you enjoyed the show, please consider supporting us on our Patreon at Adulting Decrypted. Along with the benefits that come with our Patreon, and trust us, there are some pretty good ones in there, you will not only be helping us continue in the effort to make great content, but you will be part of a community of individuals all trying their best to adult.
We appreciate you listening, enjoying, and leaving your positive reviews.
Is it
Yeah.
awkward?
I think I wouldn't say it's hard to hear. I think sometimes for me it's like you question the validity sometimes. Like for me.
Interesting.
And then it also kind of creates like, and on the flip side though, it can be very nice to hear because you could be feeling a sense of insecurity in a specific area. Then someone like I'll use a specific example actually. My birthday was last month, actually. Oh, dang it. It's later in September than I thought it was. I was going to say a month ago. It's been longer than a month. Anyway, when we had mine, something I remember is Gideon said something that he loved about me was that I could find the fun in a lot of situations. And for me, like at the moment, I was like, oh yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Because like there was things that I was trying to figure out and balance around that same time. So it was good for me to hear. So like on one hand, sometimes you can question what people have to say, and then on the other hand, like
okay, I'm going to stop real quick because I complimented you early on you not using like all the time, and you used like 20 times in that. Let's try that whole thing one more time.
Oh, I don't know if I can do that again.
Starting from what I appreciated from Gideon was.
Oh yes, compliment me
Golly.
again, please.
Okay. So I'm going to really rewind then because
That's fine.
All right. So
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm working on, is not saying right all the time. Correct.
is that different?
No, it's not.
Correct. You're correct.
You're not correct.
Yes.
You guys playing footsies? What's going
No,
on?
he took my
I
shoes.
stole his
What a dork.
And he didn't notice until like 10 minutes after the fact.
So you are playing footsies. Anyway.
Apparently. Now they're both gone.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Adult and Decrypted. We really enjoyed having this week's conversation, and we hope you did as well.
If you ever want to comment on the topics, you can send us a message to our website, adultingdecrypted.com, our email, adultingdecrypted@gmail.com, or through our Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn accounts at adultingdecrypted.
If you have any topics for the show that you would like us to talk about, or if you are a parent and want us to talk about something your kids should know, send us a message on any of the accounts mentioned. If you'd like to be a guest or have an idea for someone you think we should have on our show, feel free to send us an email detailing your thoughts to adultingdecrypted@gmail.com. Adulting is teamwork.
We have merch. If you want to show off your Adulting Decrypted pride, check out our website, adultingdecrypted.com, or our partner website with shop.spreadshirt.com/adulting-decrypted.
Lastly, if you enjoyed the show, please consider supporting us on our Patreon at Adulting Decrypted. Along with the benefits that come with our Patreon, and trust us, there are some pretty good ones in there, you will not only be helping us continue in the effort to make great content, but you will be part of a community of individuals all trying their best to adult.
We appreciate you listening, enjoying, and leaving your positive reviews. Now, the special song from Gene and Gideon.